You don't see that often, but you do see it. Okay? Neurological signs and symptoms. This one is specific to B12 deficiency. Okay? Nothing else, no other anemia should give you nerve problems. Questions on those? Signs and symptoms? Yes?
For the shortness of breath, what if our bodies try to compensate, hyperventilate if there's a lot?
Yes? So yes, you could put tachypnea on there too if you wanted.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay? Some causes of anemia, these should be pretty straightforward if you think about them anyway. There are really only three ways to not have enough blood. One is you lose your blood. Okay? Again, you could have an acute blood loss, as in really fast blood loss because, I don't know, you were shanked in prison. I don't know. And then all your blood is like gushing out, right? Okay? Obviously, if your blood was gushing out one side, and you decide to stick a needle in the vein on the other side and take their blood, they would have less. Okay? So they technically have anemia. But it would look normal blood. You would just have less of it, right? Okay? Chronic blood loss. That is where it gets a little bit tricky. We'll talk about that in a minute. Most of the time when you're talking about chronic blood loss, you're talking about a very long period of time and probably iron deficiency. And I'll mention that in a few minutes here, okay? Obviously, the second part of having anemia, second reason, was you're not making enough of it. Or you're making it, but then it's getting destroyed real fast because it's not very good. Actually, forget the abnormal production part of it. Just let's say you don't have enough, okay? Because our third point is actually the abnormal production, like in the thalassemias or sickle cell, where your body sees it, the blood that you made, and went, no, that's not good blood, and just destroys it. Okay? That would lead to a hemolytic anemia if your body is destroying blood that you already made ahead of time. Obviously, all blood gets destroyed after 120 days. Okay? So, let's talk again a little bit more about acute blood loss. Obviously, like I said, trauma is a reason for acute blood loss. But be careful with these other ones, peptic ulcer, hemorrhoids, and GI bleed, because more often than not, these actually lead to chronic blood loss if you don't know that you're bleeding. On the other hand, if you have a really bad peptic ulcer, really bad hemorrhoids, really bad GI bleed, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, something like that that's bleeding a lot, then it could be an acute blood loss. Okay? So just be careful with those that you can't see. Because you can't see yourself bleeding anywhere in your GI tract without the use of a scope. Okay? You can see what it does to your stool, but a lot of people won't come in because they have nasty, smelly, dark stool. Okay? If it is acute blood loss, again, you will have normal chromic, normocytic blood because your body hasn't had a chance to adjust to anything. You just have less of it. Okay? Which means that you're going to, again, if everything is functioning, everything else is functioning right for as far as making blood goes, you're going to send a signal to your bone marrow to make more red blood cells, right? Right. Okay, yes. Good answer. And don't say it out loud, but what you're going to use for that is the signal by the kidneys is a hormone called who?
Alexis N.
Alexis N. Where are you? Oh, right in front. Alexis N. What is that hormone that is missing? Production of blank by the kidneys. No, you can't answer. I call on you. I did not call on you. Alexis N. is going to phone a friend named Sarah. Just Sarah. one? Yep, that looks like you. Erythropoietin, or EPO. Okay, remember that? This is not new information. This is from mile 202. Remember the rule. Remember everything, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Okay? If that signal from erythropoietin produced by the kidney goes to the bone marrow and sends its signal to make more red blood cells, it takes about a week, and you should have increased reticulocytes, which are exactly immature red blood cells. They still have their nucleus. Okay? So if you have anemia, you better have an increased ret count, reticulocyte count. They'll call it ret count, like always. Nobody ever says reticulocyte count, I don't think. You better have an increased ret count, because if you don't, that means your body's not trying to make more blood, that narrows it down to where the problem is real fast to your bone marrow. Now you got some issues, right? Okay, questions on that? Moving on to chronic blood loss. Okay, chronic blood loss, remember that iron is mostly reabsorbed and reused, recycled. Okay? We don't tend to lose a lot of iron out of our body. Therefore, when you have chronic blood loss, it's probably a slow bleed that you don't know is happening. All right? Like those internal GI bleeds, for example. Okay? Possibly somebody who has really bad menstrual cycles or really, really frequent menstrual cycles. Point is you're losing iron faster than you're taking it back in. Okay? Usually that is the cause. Okay, so if you have a iron deficiency anemia for one of those reasons, and you end up with microcytic hypochromic anemia, then your MCV and MCH are going to be what? Don't say it out loud. We're going to ask Gabriel. You were the one that's going to scream it out anyway. Okay, Gabriel. What was the question?
Yeah.
The one time you don't scream it out, right here. What is your MCV and MCH? By the way, while he's thinking about this is exactly why I do this. I'm simulating your test anxiety when you're put on the spot. Because you all are witnesses. Gabriel can't stop screaming out answers. Right.
Oh, here we go.
Buddy next to him. When you're put on the spot, your brain freezes up. I'm trying to get you used to that so that when it comes on the test, you can get through it. Okay?
So
What do you got?
it's a smaller red blood cell with a lack of iron.
Yes? And the MCV would be what?
The size of it, the average size of it.
I just need high, low, normal.
It's low.
And MCH?
It'd be low.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Questions? This is why everybody thinks they're so stinking smart when they're watching game shows. Right? Oh man, I could kill it. Yeah, try to do that in front of me on national TV. Okay? So again, here's just your microcytic hypochromic, small pale red blood cells compared to, on the bottom right, your normal red blood cells. Oh, this is dead. That link is dead. What? Oh, it says, what is the most likely result of decreased myelin? Okay? Now, you cannot see this, apparently, but that's what it says. And we're going to ask Gabriel to pick somebody that's going to answer this question, because this is not a patho class question. This is a Bio 202 question. And?
Kyla Mercado. Kyla?
Kyla?
What is most likely result?
Keila Mercado. Keila. You are not here, Mercado? Uh-oh. Kyla's going on the naughty list.
Alex Ristic.
Ellen. Alex. Sadly, he is here. Alex, what do we got? A, B, C, D.
D.
What?
Who's got D?
You cannot go with D. That's not fine. A, B, or C.
All right, B.
B. Correct.
Yeah.
Because myelin is that fatty layer that goes over your axons, right? Of your nerves. Okay. It is important for you to realize that B12 is a vitamin. They also call it cobalamin. Folate is a vitamin. I don't remember the number of it, like B9 or something. Anyway, both of these will look the same if you're looking at them under a microscope. If you have B12 or folate deficiency, you will get that big red blood cell I was talking about. Okay? Either one. You can't tell the difference looking at them. They're called macrocytic anemias, or they are also called megaloblastic anemias. Megalo means big, right?
Mhm.
Megalo! Right? That's really big. And blastic is referring to the blast cells that I was talking about earlier, like those myeloblast cells. Okay? Because they're kind of stuck somewhere in the middle there. The anyway. They're going to be, again, macrocytic, normochromic. Yes?
So this is also where you see the yellows in the eyes, actually, with this condition.
Cool.
I looked it up.
So it is the macrocytic anemias where you can see the jaundiced eyeballs, not so much in the micro. But you know what? You probably see it, honestly, a little bit in either one because, again, if the spleen is breaking down blood cells that aren't normal, then you're having this whole bilirubin and bilirubin issue. And yeah, question.
Okay, I don't understand, like, if you have a B12 deficiency, why would your hemoglobin still be normal?
What?
Because, like, this says, like, B12 deficiency, but then it says normochromic. So, like,
Normal color.
Yeah.
yeah, but, like, when it's a B12 deficiency is lower than hemoglobin, it's making it more pale.
Sadly, it does not. What it does, let me put this next slide here. Both B12 and folate, you do have less red blood cells, of course, because it is anemia. But the whole